Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, June 15th. High pressure and control for the next few days will lead to some warmer and dry conditions, but strong winds do return for your Friday, with precipitation moving in for the weekend through early next week. We'll be taking a look at that this morning. Some key points we're going to focus on today do have that return to some warm and dry conditions, mainly today through Friday. Temperatures do warm back up, so we were slightly cold Monday and Tuesday, back in the 40s and 50s, low 60s in some places, but high temperatures will be back in the 80s to mid-90s as we get towards Friday. Several of our rivers do remain in action stage due to that recent snowmelt and some rainfall we've seen, and also paying attention to the backcountry areas and streams and rivers. Those will continue flowing strong with these warm temperatures through the later part of this week. Unsettled weather does return for Friday, headed into the weekend. Main impact for Friday is going to be some strong winds. We're looking at a widespread 40 to 55 mile an hour winds, some locally higher ones to further south. Could lead to some patchy blowing dust as well. Mostly dry system kind of moving in for Friday. Precipitation doesn't really move in until Saturday and Sunday, so mostly a dry, wind event for Friday. And main impact areas just some blowing dust concerns along our major interstate corridors. Precipitation returns Saturday afternoon through Monday, mainly in our valleys, not looking at a whole lot of precipitation, but as you get up into the mountains north and east of the Snake Plain, generally about a quarter to half inch and some locally higher amounts in those highest mountain ranges. Afternoon highs do cool each day, so we'll see our warmest temperatures on Friday with things slowly ticking back down for Sunday, and then more noticeably cool as we head towards early next week. Satellite this morning, so it's mostly clear skies. Just a few lingering clouds up in the eastern highlands along the Continental Divide, but those should quickly burn off as we have this ridge of high pressure that's moving in for today through Friday. Weather risk outlook today, so we do have a frost advisory in effect for the Snake Plain and Magic Valley this morning for low temperatures hovering right around that freezing mark. We are seeing some river flooding concerns, mainly through the next few days. Some dry conditions should allow for some of the rivers to be able to work through some of the water that they've received, but given those warm temperatures, we will continue to see some snow melt at those higher elevations. For Friday, we will see those gusty wind potential, mainly across the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, and South Hills, where that best potential for blowing dust will be. But everywhere else, we'll see those gusty winds and, again, some occasional river flooding as you head through the Wood River area. For Saturday and Sunday, looking at some scattered showers working in for the later part of Saturday. Some breezy winds will accompany that towards this afternoon. Not as strong as what we're going to see on Friday, but still staying breezy for both Saturday and Sunday. Precipitation should move out of the area by Monday. We're looking at a prolonged period of fairly quiet weather Tuesday and beyond, so we're looking at temperatures, at least once they drop off Sunday and Monday, warming back up pretty substantially, back into the mid-80s across much of our lower elevations, so staying fairly quiet Tuesday and beyond for next week. Watches, warnings, and advisories currently out. We do have that frost advisory in effect for the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, with a flood warning in effect for Fremont County and the Eastern Highlands. Hydrologically, so we're kind of seeing those rivers as far as corresponding, just dropping off over the last few days. We've seen at least few of our rivers cresting, starting to come back down, and seeing that trend represented here with just a few of our sites that are currently in action stage. It's currently ongoing flooding in Fremont County. Over the last few days, there's been substantial snowmelt and rainfall, and those accumulations have led to, as far as just seeing the flooding concerns in that area. These are the sites that are going to be in the action stage. So we do have the Big Wood River, Henry's Fork, the Teton River, and the Henry's Lake area. All of these are going to be in action stage, and the Henry's Fork near Rexburg teetering on that minor flood stage as it crests later part of today. Teton River, that was originally expected to go into minor flood stage, but looks like it's going to be just hovered in that action stage as we get towards the later part of this week. But as you can see, those warmer temperatures, a lot of these hydrographs here are showing that the rivers are going to stay flowing fairly well, especially with those warmer temperatures. A little bit of precipitation moving in for the weekend should keep the rivers fairly elevated, especially in our mountainous locations. Here's a few shots of the flooding that we've seen in Island Park. These were taken yesterday, courtesy of the Fremont County Emergency Management. So we're starting to see, pretty decent flooding in some of the subdivisions near Island Park. And quick look at the reservoirs. We are starting to see those reservoirs fill up with that recent water that's been trickling out from the snowmelt and recent rainfall. And we're seeing a decent recovery here in the upper Snake Plain Basin, and as well as the Bear River area, starting to see a decent recovery on that as well for a little bit of a late reservoir snowpack boost. One lone lightning strike yesterday, so very isolated thunderstorms that we saw yesterday, but what we did make up for that with the widespread winds, we did get about 40 to 60 mile an hour winds across the Snake Plain, Eastern Highlands, and South Hills yesterday. The air's been seeming a little bit hazy out there. We do have some wildfire smoke coming in from Alaska and the western U.S., so skies might be a little bit hazy, especially during the afternoon hours. So something to keep in mind if you're headed outside, but air quality right now in southeast Idaho is staying good. Temperatures today, again, starting off on the cooler side of things. You do that frost advisory in effect for the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. A little bit more marginal as you head further south, but up north, you're starting to see those temperatures right around freezing. And as you head outside of the Snake Plain, upper 20s do return to the mountainous ladies. Later today, temperatures do warm back up, so we'll be back in the 50s to near 70 degrees as you head towards the Magic Valley. So an overall pretty pleasant day with plenty of sunshine and much quieter winds. For Thursday, so overnight temperatures do recover a fair amount for your Thursday. We're looking at temperatures in the 30s to mid-40s overnight, pushing 50 degrees in the Magic Valley. But most noticeably, Thursday afternoon highs, we're seeing recovery back down into the mid-70s to near 90 degrees in the Magic Valley, so feeling noticeably warmer for your Thursday. And much of the same for Friday. We're keeping with that warming trend, so overnight lows noticeably warmer in the 40s to near 60. And for Friday, it's going to be the warmest day of the week. We'll see widespread high temperatures in the 80s to mid-90s. And wind gusts on Friday. So as that system kind of works through our active weather pattern precipitation for the weekend, we're going to get some winds out ahead of it. So winds on Friday will be the strongest. We're looking at a widespread 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. Some locally higher ones as you get further south along I-84 around the Yale area around that time frame. But winds do pick up for Friday afternoon and will remain elevated, at least through the weekend. Slightly less breezy for Saturday and Sunday as the precipitation moves in, but something to keep in mind for your weekend plans. Temperatures this weekend should be overall pleasant. Saturday looking like another warm day in the mid-70s to mid-80s. But by Sunday, we do see things cool off as the onset of precipitation late Saturday into Sunday. So that time frame kind of kicks off there. And looking at the weekend wind gusts, we do have as far as some continued breezy conditions over the next few days for Saturday and Sunday. Looking at wind gusts up to around 40 miles an hour each day. Main areas are going to be the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, and the higher elevation zones. And in summary this morning, do return to that warm and dry conditions today through Friday with those high temperatures rebounding back into the 80s to mid-90s, with several of our rivers remaining in the action stage due to some recent snowmelt and rainfall. Unsettled weather returns back for your Friday headed into the weekend, so some strong winds Friday, pretty gusty up to about 55 plus miles an hour. Could lead to some patchy blowing dust across the Snake Plain along some of our interstate corridors, with the precipitation arriving for Saturday afternoon through Monday. Valleys and mountains are seeing at least a fairly light amount of precipitation, but afternoon highs do cool each day back into the 50s to low 70s for your Sunday and Monday. But that wraps up your weather briefing for today, Wednesday, June 15th. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have an awesome day.